a chasm so deep that even the gods fear to tread. The abyss beckons. This is Tartarus, the deepest abyss in Greek mythology, a place of eternal torment and unimaginable horrors. This is a realm where the wicked and monstrous are condemned to suffer endlessly. It is a place so profound and terrible that it serves as both a prison and a deterrent. We are taking a trip through this place to meet its prisoners and to explore its frightening atmosphere. Buckle up for a journey that will take us to the deepest part of the Underworld. Beyond being a location in Greek mythology, Tartarus is also a primordial deity. Along with Gaia and Eros, it was born from chaos, becoming a deep abyss used as a prison for the most fearsome and malevolent beings, such as the Titans and other enemies of the gods. Long ago, the Titans, ancient deities of immense power, waged war against the Olympian gods. This epic conflict, known as the Titanomachy, shook the very foundations of the cosmos. Defeated by Zeus and his siblings, many titans were cast into Tartarus, a fate worse than death. Bound in unbreakable chains forged by Hephaestus, the Greek god of blacksmiths, these once mighty beings are doomed to eternal darkness. But the Titans aren't alone in Tartarus. Mortals who committed heinous crimes are also sent here. They face endless punishments matching their crimes to eternally remind them of their misdeeds. I think this is a good time to talk about some of the notable residents of Tartarus, mortals or otherwise, and specifically why they were condemned to this abyss and the nature of their eternal punishments. Sisyphus, the king of Ephyra, was known for his cunning and deceit. Among his many crimes, he cheated death twice and betrayed Zeus' secrets. First, he tricked Thanatos, the personification of death, by chaining him up, which stopped any mortal from dying, greatly angering the gods. After being caught and eventually dying, Sisyphus tricked Hades or Persephone by convincing them to let him return to the mortal world temporarily, only to escape and avoid his fate. As a result of his actions, Sisyphus was condemned to an eternal task of rolling a massive boulder up a steep hill, only for it to roll back down each time he reached the summit. Tantalus, a king and son of Zeus, committed several heinous acts. Among his most grievous crimes was serving his son's flesh to the gods to test their omniscience and stealing ambrosia and nectar meant for the divine. These actions were seen as severe transgressions against both the gods and the natural order. For his crimes, Tantalus was condemned to eternal hunger and thirst. He stands in a pool of water beneath the fruit tree, but whenever he tries to eat or drink, the branches lift and the water recedes just out of reach. Just a fun fact. The word tantalize, which means to tease someone with something that they cannot have, comes from this very story. Ixion, a king, was invited to Olympus by Zeus but attempted to seduce Hera. The audacity of this mortal is just unbelievable, and although he was deceived by a cloud in Hera's likeness, he still committed an unforgivable offense. So, as punishment, Ixion was bound to an ever-spinning wheel in Tartarus, enduring eternal torment for his lust and audacity. The Danaides were the 50 daughters of Danaides, who were ordered by their father to end the lives of their husbands on their wedding night as part of a long-standing family feud. All but one, Ipermnestra, obeyed their father's orders and ended their spouses. As a consequence of their actions, the Danaides are condemned to an eternal task in Tartarus, which is to fill a bottomless vessel with water, and we know that this is a task that can never ever be completed. Tityus, a giant in Greek mythology, committed a huge crime by attempting to violate Leto, the mother of Artemis and Apollo. This act combined hubris with violence against a divine figure, making it especially atrocious in the eyes of the gods. As punishment for this, Tityus was stretched out in Tartarus, where his torment is to have two vultures perpetually feeding on his regenerating liver, for a kind of suffering that would never end. Each night, his liver would grow back, only to be devoured again the next day. Salmoneus, a mortal king, committed the sin of hubris by attempting to impersonate Zeus. He went to great lengths to mimic Zeus's thunder and lightning, using bronze kettles and torches to create the illusion. Even worse, he arrogantly demanded worship as a god. Zeus, understandably infuriated by this, struck Salmoneus down with a thunderbolt and condemned him to Tartarus. There, he faced eternal punishment by way of being subjected to endless thunder and lightning. Truly, playing God never ends well. Pirithous, a mortal king and friend of Theseus, committed a sin when he attempted to abduct Persephone, the wife of Hades, to make her his bride. This audacious plan to kidnap a goddess from the underworld was considered one of the worst transgressions against the gods. As punishment for his crime, Pirithous was captured and eternally bound to the chair of forgetfulness in Tartarus, rendering him unable to move or escape. This enchanted chair also caused him to forget his past and his identity. Moral lessons here. Just don't try to abduct, seduce, or impersonate the gods. Just don't. Being thrown into Tartarus for eternal torment will never be worth it. But where is Tartarus exactly? The Greeks believed it was as far beneath the earth as the sky was above. It is considered the deepest part of the underworld, lying far below Hades' realm. You see, Greek mythology's underworld is a fascinating location, with Tartarus being just one specific part of it. When you die, you go to the underworld, and this mysterious place includes several distinct areas, each with its own unique characteristics and purposes. One such area is the Elysian Fields, a beautiful and serene place where the virtuous souls are rewarded with eternal bliss and happiness. Another area is Asphodel Meadows, a neutral zone that serves as a final resting place for ordinary souls who led neither particularly good nor particularly bad lives. Tartarus, on the other hand, is located far beneath these other regions and is reserved for the most heinous offenders and evildoers. It's simply the worst place to find yourself in after death. Let me help you get a clearer picture of what it's like to be stuck down in Tartarus. First, it is always gloomy. The air feels heavy with sadness, and you can hear the cries of the damned. Shadows move around, and it smells like decay. The landscape is dark, and sharp rocks and deep chasms are everywhere. The place feels hopeless, and the atmosphere is designed to break your spirit, making it a kind of psychological torment as well, on top of the special punishment that you were assigned. Tartarus has its parallels and distinctions when compared to other underworlds or hell-like places in different mythologies. Each culture describes these realms differently. In Norse mythology, Hell, with one L, is both a place and a deity. Ruled by the goddess Hel, it is where those who died of old age, illness, or non-heroic deaths reside. Located in Niflheim, Hell is cold and bleak. Unlike Tartarus, Hell is not a place of punishment, but a neutral afterlife for those who do not die in battle. The Mesopotamian underworld, Irkalla, is a dark, dreary place ruled by the goddess Ereshkigal. All souls go there after death, regardless of their deeds. It is a house of dust, where the dead live in a joyless state. Like hell, it is not about punishment, but a continuation of existence in a bleak form. In some traditional interpretations of Christian theology, hell, with two L's, is a place of fiery torment for the wicked. described as a lake of fire or a place of outer darkness. Just like Tartarus, it serves as retribution and eternal punishment for those who have sinned. As a concept, Tartarus has been referenced and adapted in numerous forms of modern literature, films, TV shows, and video games. In Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson series, the House of Hades presents Tartarus as a sentient, terrifying place where Percy and Annabeth face ancient monsters. Hercules: The Legendary Journeys, the live-action TV series with Kevin Sorbo, depicts Tartarus as a place of punishment for the wicked and shows characters who have been in Tartarus. The God of War video game series often references Tartarus, with God of War 3 featuring it as a place of torment and punishment for the worst kind of offenders. Another notable game is Hades by Supergiant Games, where players find their way around Tartarus as a challenging dungeon. Both games represent Greek mythology in their respective lores. Tartarus is just one small part of Greek mythology. Its tales of torment and punishment are intriguing, but this is just one among the many stories we tell here. Subscribe for more tales from around the world.